military and looking to achieve financial freedom. I'm Dave, the Military Millionaire, and over the last 5 years, I've gone from a negative net worth from all the normal service member mistakes to over $1 million and completely financially free, which is what allows me to travel like this, which is pretty rad. Now, I take my time and help service members and veterans learn how to build wealth through real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and personal finance. So we're going to jump back to my studio, and I'm going to talk to you about everything you're going to learn on this channel and why subscribing might just change your life. I made that video when I was in Leadville about a month ago, getting ready for a half Ironman in Boulder, Colorado, and I was at altitude, so if I sound a little out of breath, yeah, I was still not acclimated. And 10,000 feet is a lot. So I kind of cringe when I watch that video now. I really don't like this, like, look at me, all these things I did, oh my god, blah, type of videos. But, you know, reality is that it's how you get attention in a world like today. So it's not really my personality, but I am the author of the No BS Guide to Military Life, How to Build Wealth, Get Promoted, and Achieve Greatness. You may or may not have seen this around. I wrote this as a book with the hope that when you hand it to a service member, whether they do 4 years or 40 years, they'll be set up for success financially and get the most out of their career and transition and everything else. So this covers kind of soup to nuts. It's not just for service members, veterans, it's applicable. Really anybody, it's applicable, but there are pieces of it that'll be specific to service members and veterans. It does deep dive into the TSP through savings plan, VA loan, some schools in the military, some transition stuff. I mean, it'll very much help you round out your life. This is all the things that I wish I'd known when I joined the service. And if I had, I would have reached millionaire status years ago rather than this year. Now, again, I don't say all this to be cringy, right? This channel isn't about like, look at me, get rich, oh my god. It's about helping you build long-term wealth so that when you decide to retire from the military, you can actually retire instead of being one of those guys who does 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and then has to get another job. You can take another job if you want, but I don't want you to be in a situation where you have to get another job after the military. I'm leaving active duty, or left active duty, after 13 years, going into the reserves. That's what, you know, hey, that worked for me. But I want you, whether you do 4 years, 40, I want you to be set up for success and understand how to build wealth so that you're taken care of and you can enjoy the freedoms that you fought for. I mean, that's the bottom line. As service members, we like to buy cars and tattoos and vacations and party and dates with men, women, whatever, and blow all our money. And that's flashy, but it doesn't last. And so what I want you to do, I don't want you to have to give up all of that. I want you to learn how to build wealth while doing that. So a prime example would be if instead of using the VA loan to buy a house that's super expensive and party in, you buy the VA loan to house hack a house that's, I mean, really, you could do a super expensive, nice house that you party in. I have a friend who did that. I've got a video about it on the channel. Look up Rio Gallegos. Shout out Rio for being the real one with a party house that we used to hang out at. But you could also buy a duplex, triplex, fourplex, and you live for basically free in one unit while all of the other units are rented out, paying you to live there. And then you can take that money and sure, you can go party, or you can reinvest it to really buy yourself that financial freedom down the road. So these are some of the things that we're going to talk about. We talk about building wealth. We talk about your TSP and maximizing it. We talk about, your index funds a little bit. Mainly we focus on real estate investing, VA loans. We help service members and vets use the VA loan all across the country. So if you're looking to buy, hit me up. I got agents and lenders everywhere I could introduce you to so you don't get screwed like I did the first time where they literally talked me out of using the VA loan, and it's still costing me money because the VA loan is the best loan on the market. If someone tells you it's not going to work, they're not the agent or lender for you. I'd be happy to help you introduce you to someone. I hate when I see that because it usually just means that the agent or lender is really not that good or not that savvy with the VA loan. That's a hard truth. It's 2021. The market is incredibly hot, and we've helped service members buy like almost $30 million worth of real estate this year. With the VA loan and with zero down. So yes, it's totally possible. If it's possible in this market, it's possible in any market. So don't let people tell you it's not possible. That being said, the goals of this channel are to help you build wealth, right? So prime example for myself, I'm totally not like a personal finance frugal nut where I don't spend any money. In fact, I've got, not that this is like a flex, but like there's probably like $10,000 in this studio. Now granted, that's been bought over a couple of years. It's all business write-off. It's paid for by, I just reinvest everything that if I make any money off YouTube or whatever. But if I was a total frugal nut, this would still be filmed on like a cell phone with like a ring light, and that'd be it. And that works, but I wanted to make sure I had quality content and a good backdrop and everything in order to bring you guys quality, right? Because I believe in reinvesting, and I believe in spending some of your money and enjoying the wealth that you're building. I had an S2000 a few years ago. Loved it. I've done the tattoos thing. I've done the alcohol party thing. I've done the dates thing. I've done the sports car thing. Cars is definitely my thing. I've done the Harley thing. I mean, I've kind of been around the block for financial mistakes that service members make, or expenses. I won't necessarily say mistakes. I've also bought all the guns, right? So, but what I mean by that is, so I had this S2000. It was turbocharged. It was beautiful. It was, you know, I mean, I'm not going to go into details because I'll bore all of you who aren't car nuts. But if you're a car nut, you would have loved it. Great car. And I turned around and I sold it. And everybody's like, oh my God, why'd you sell that car? And I told them, like, because I'm buying a 10 unit, and that money from the S2000 is going to pay for the 10 unit, which I'm then going to roll into another asset, which I did. I recently rolled it into a hotel. And with the intent that down the road, I will be able to buy a much nicer car. So I've actually been oogling and ogling and paying, looking at Ferraris and stuff lately. I don't know if that's going to be a this year thing, but it will be a some year thing, whether it's a Ferrari, a Lambo, McLaren, a GTR, whatever, right? Like, I'm going to own a really nice car because those are things that's one of the things that I've always really liked. That's what excites me. So that's the challenge I want. And that might not be the case for you. I am by no means going to tell you to go buy a flashy car. In fact, I think if you're a young service member and you're looking to buy a brand new Mustang, pump the brakes, buy a beater, mooch off your friends, whatever, reinvest, and really be able to afford that thing instead of putting yourself in a hole, right? There's a right way to do these things and still enjoy your life. And so that's kind of the picture that I want to paint for you guys. I'm completely financially free. If I shut everything down right now, I'd never have to work again. I want to keep growing. I want to keep, this is kind of a hobby for me at this point, making these videos and this content and helping people out. And I want to help more service members. I want to help service members buy hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate with the VA loan that makes sense as a good investment long term, cuts their living expenses, and allows them to really build wealth. And that's kind of my goals, right? Those things drive me. And so, yeah, I'm not stopping yet, but I'm going to enjoy the ride, right? Like, if I'm going to keep working, I'm going to buy a fun car, right? I want to be able to travel. I've got 3 events coming up in the next month. I just came back from Colorado last month. I'm going to Austin, then I'm going to San Diego, then I'm going to Orlando, looking at maybe going to Belize, going to Breckenridge. I mean, the point is to be able to say, yep, I'm going to take next week off, right? Or I'm going to take my family to Gatlinburg for a week like we did earlier this year. I'm going to, whatever that thing is, whatever your reason is, or your why, or what gets you excited or pumped, I want you to have the opportunity to take advantage of it. And service members and veterans have a very unique opportunity to do so, but you have to understand how to use these benefits. And so that's what this channel is all about, right? It's not some massive like flex of like, look at all this money, like, that's not the style, right? We're laid back. I want to help you with stuff. We got a Facebook community you should join. It's got over 20,000 members in it, soon to be like 30,000 because we're exploding right now, which is crazy. We've got an Instagram at From Military Millionaire. You can follow along there. Hit me up there. We've got the YouTube channel. Throw comments in. If you are asking questions and engaged, I will either answer you directly or I will make a video answering you, or even if it's really like common or I get a lot of the same questions, I'll make an entire like article and video to answer that specific thread of thought. Clearly I need to buy a bigger SD card for this camera because I ran out of space, new to filming 4K. But that's, hey, this is authentic. So that's the way I'm going to leave this. This is the channel hanger. I hope you got something out of this. The long story short, if you've made it this far, subscribe to the channel. If you're a service member or a veteran, you want to learn how to build wealth through real estate, entrepreneurship, personal finance. You're going to learn about my journey. You'll learn about how I achieved financial freedom in 5 years. You're going to learn how other service members are doing it. You can get introductions to agents, lenders, join the Facebook group to get connected, join the Instagram, follow the Instagram. I got a TikTok if you want to watch me do stupid shit. That's pretty much it. And if you haven't done so already, grab yourself a copy of the No BS Guide to Military Life. You can go to FromMilitaryMillionaire.com/book, or you can just go to Amazon. It's got some really good reviews. In fact, it's kind of unique. A lot of service members and people who've bought the book have then turned around and bought multiple copies of it for people in their unit, which really means a lot to me because it means that it kind of hit the mark on a lot of stuff. So, if you want to learn from a guy who did everything wrong and is just trying to help you avoid the same mistakes, go for it. I'm here to help you. If you got questions, comments, concerns, whatever, throw them down in the comments, message me on Instagram, shoot them out on Facebook. Happy to answer them. if I don't already have an answer, I'll create the answer and create the content revolving that answer. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day, guys. Crush it.